personally in our family, when we left Japan, our son was finishing elementary school and kind of decided that the school here it was just too small, and it was the only international school, available. So I took it. The only way that we could move into another international school was for me to continue. So I'm the English speaker here. So we decided at that point that we were comfortable enough in who were as a family to relocate. So we moved to Beirut, and we were there for 7 years. And so I worked at the international school there. Our son went to middle school, high school there. And my husband agreed to be the stay-at-home dad because first of all, it was a luxury to be able to afford to do that, to not have to have two parents working. And the other thing is that he was in middle school, so he was going into those teenage years. And I wanted to make sure that there was always one parent there, always one parent available for all the games, all the the musical things, everything, and that, there would be someone at home. So it was a luxury. But that was the first eye-opener to just real stereotypical discrimination, for one thing. My husband didn't have it easy. And that was very, it was eye-opening. But for me personally, the other thing that I learned that I wouldn't be aware of in the same perception is the weight of the responsibility of being the sole breadwinner. That's usually the man's position. And I really did not understand, like it always seemed, and it felt wonderful not to, like I could go to work, give everything at work and come home and everything would be done at home. I didn't have to worry about anything. I didn't have to cook the meals. It was kind of like, I thought, this is a pretty good setup for me. Until there were situations that there were, problems connected with my job, my salary, my career. And all of a sudden there was that pressure, that burden of it's all on me. And that's what a lot of males feel all the time. But I don't think their partners recognize that. I don't think they understand how that weighs on your mental health and the pressure that feels like. So that's a very small example. And I don't think a lot of women understand what my husband went through. And I think it was double for him because of being in an Arab society where the man, is very stoic, the head of the house. And here's my husband, getting the groceries, cooking the meals, He's not fitting the mold. Yeah. So those kinds of things, it's the awareness of what it really means to be, male or female.
Yeah. I see. And I find it's really interesting what you just said about your husband's situation, because I'm actually in a similar situation because, well, I had some health conditions and I had to quit my job, and I don't even have a family. Mm-hmm. And right now, we have our podcast, but it's still not bringing, us a ton of revenue and all. And I still feel like I have that obligation to find a job and, pursue that. And I don't have, like I said, I don't have a family. I don't have, a ton of responsibilities. I'm still with my parents. Yep. And yet I still feel like I need to do something about that.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting you brought that up.
When my son was in his 20s, he, of course, going through the 20s is a whole other thing. But he said something one of the times that he came, wherever we were living at the time, and he came for the summer or for winter holidays. And he said, well, what's it all about, Mom? He said, you go to school, you go to university, get your degree, or you don't get your degree, you leave it, maybe you get married, maybe you have kids, maybe you do a job that you really, don't want to do, but you got to do it because you got a family, and then you die. So what's it all about? And I was shocked, like absolutely shocked that he said that. I ended up writing a book with that title for him, just for him. because I thought if that's what you think, what a painful, turmoil is going on in that little head, that's what you think. Your responsibility is to follow this mold and have these responsibilities, and like not seeing part of that is a 20-year-old perspective, and that's certainly not the way it is right now. But I thought, how many other young boys in those really critical years of trying to adapt to being in a system that is saying after university, after those 4 years, you're a man, you need to go out, you need to be a man in society. But yet most, male 20-year-olds, when they are at that stage in their life, their brain is not yet even fully formed. And yet the expectations are that they're going to fit into this mold. Like there's a lot that I think you guys have to deal with.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, thank you for understanding,
acknowledging that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We feel heard.
Yeah, we feel heard. It's great.
You are.
Yeah, and we're in that age bracket too. We're like late 20s, and I'm getting closer to 30, and I still find it hard to navigate through all these.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, what's gonna happen? What do I do? We're at that point too. So